everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I have a really quick video just to tell you guys that I am having my next Etsy restock, and I am so excited to show you guys the new prints that I will be having and very few, I think about 3 of the past prints that I am returning, which I will get more into. But anyway, today is the 24th of May. I'm going to get this up on the 25th, and then my Etsy shop is happening, my Etsy restock is happening May 26th, which is Thursday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I wanted you guys to have a day in advance, because I did that last time for my last restock, so that you know and you can have plenty of time to watch this video, and then you aren't racing to my Etsy shop, because I know sometimes people miss out on the authors that they want. So anyway, I will get more into everything in a second. So if you don't know what my Etsy on the page portrait series is, it is a series of illustrations that I do, and I film a lot of them for my reading vlogs. I take different authors and I draw their portraits. And that kind of started as a project for one of my uni classes, and then it turned into something that you all loved seeing from me and that you asked if I wanted to sell, so then I started selling them on my Etsy shop. I've been doing it for more than a year. My artwork is all around the world now, which is just incredible, and it has new homes with you. Your support means just the absolute entire world, and I've been able to pursue my dreams because of you and because of my Etsy shop and all of your support, so thank you so much. But anyway, I put all of my graphite drawings onto Photoshop, and I overlay a vintage page texture as well as different pages of books that are of significance to the author. So the first ones that are going to be returning that were past authors, the first one is probably one of the most popular. All of these are some of the most popular. And the first one is Jane Austen. She is on the title page of Pride and Prejudice, and then when you flip it over, she's on the first page of Pride and Prejudice. So just so you guys can see. So we have Jane Austen. I have, I think, 24 or 25 of these available. And then the next one is, I think, my most popular ever. I have sold so many of him, and I'm so glad that you love him as much as I do, and that is my double-sided Leo Tolstoy. So on this side we have the Russian text of Anna Karenina, and then on the other side we have a separate drawing that I did, white and black charcoal on toned paper, and I did 3 different illustrations of him, and that is what it looks like. So this one is the only one that is $10, just because you are getting 2 illustrations on 1 card. Also, these are really sturdy cardstock. I don't really know how else to describe it, but they have a matte texture, so they're really nice, really sturdy. I use the company moo.com, which is more towards marketing, and I even got my business cards through them. They're a fantastic company, and they just do such high quality prints, which is exactly what I want to provide for you guys. I want to give you the best quality that I can, and so I'm so happy with how these always turn out. And then the last one, that is a older drawing of mine, not one of the new ones that hasn't been on my Etsy shop yet. That one is the Dickens versus Tolstoy print. So this one's also $10 because you are getting 2 illustrations on 1. So this one is young Dickens, and this one is young Tolstoy. Young Tolstoy is on the page of his handwritten manuscript of War and Peace, and this one is on the page of the illustrated title page of the Pickwick Papers. This one was mainly for my Dickens versus Tolstoy debate that I do with my best friend Emma from her YouTube channel Emmy. We have our wonderful book club, and I wanted to make a postcard for it and an author portrait for it, so that's why you can choose a side, Dickens or Tolstoy. Anyway, I had a lot of requests for this one to return again, so here it is for you guys to purchase if you would like. I think I have about 24 or 25 of each of these, and then all of the new ones that I have to show you, I have 50. So hopefully, I don't have as much variety of different authors, but I have fewer authors but more quantity. So I thought that last Etsy restock I did 25 of quantity of each author, but I had a lot of authors available. This time I thought, because I have more newer authors, because you guys haven't purchased these authors before or seen these authors before, I would do a greater quantity with less amount of authors, if that makes any sense. So I'm so excited to show you guys the new authors because I am so proud and happy with how they turned out. The first one is Hans Christian Andersen, and he is on the title page of his fairy tales, and then on the other side we have his narrative paper cuttings, which I didn't realize. What I love about my author portrait series that I do is I learn so much about the authors as I do the research for what page I want to put on them, and I didn't realize that Hans Christian Andersen did narrative paper cutting art that told the stories of his fairy tales through the imagery in the paper cuttings. So you guys can look and see that you can see different figures and animals and different shapes that narrate a little bit of what the story would be about. And then the other side, like I said, is the title page to his fairy tales, which I just love that border. I think it's so beautiful, and I had so much fun designing this one. I decided to make the paper cutting section on his suit dark and then the rest around him light. And then on this side I have the text white and then the border a bit of a darker color, just to add dimension and make it a bit more striking. So happy with this one. Like I said, this one is going to be $8, and it is, I do have a quantity of 50 for these, but I think I'm keeping one for myself, obviously, so I believe that'll be $49. I'm so happy with this one, and I love Hans Christian Andersen's fairy tales. I have a collection of them actually on this bookshelf, and I'm making my way through, and I just love him so much. So if you love him too, here is an author portrait. And then the next one that I have is one of my very favorite authors, and that is Thomas Hardy. He is on the page of his handwritten manuscript of Tess of the D'Urbervilles on this side, and then on the other side it is his handwritten manuscript for Far from the Madding Crowd, which are two of my favorite books. I have them right up here, and just to show you closer up, that's what it looks like. He has such an incredible portrait. I don't know, there's something about his face that I just really love, and I think it's his mustache. I mean, that is just a fantastic mustache. So happy with this one. I've been wanting to do Thomas Hardy for such a long time because he's one of my favorite authors, but I don't know why. I don't know why I waited so long, pretty much. But yes, so happy with this one. So if you also love Thomas Hardy, there we go. Then the next one, we have Louisa May Alcott. She is on the page of the title page of Little Women, and then on the other side we have her on the handwritten page of a letter that she wrote to someone about Little Women before she was writing it or while she was writing it, and it has her signature, first series. It says Boston 1868. So I love being able to find their handwriting to put them on the page of, because I think it just adds an even more personal quality to it. But yes, so this is from, the title page is the original title page from 1868, and like I said, this letter is also from 1868, and Little Women's one of my favorite books. I love it so much, and I am so happy to add her to my collection of author portraits as well. Again, I really don't know why it took me so long to do her portrait, but I'm very happy that I finally have done. And then the next one is Agatha Christie. She is on the page of The Body in the Library. This is published for the Crime Club. I haven't actually read The Body in the Library. The only Agatha Christie book I read is Murder on the Orient Express, and I really want to read more from her, but I did really enjoy Murder on the Orient Express, so I'm excited to read more eventually from her. But I'm not a huge mystery thriller crime novel reader, but I would like to get more into it and be a bit more open-minded. Anyway, so she is also on the page on this side of The Mysterious Affair at Styles, and this one is actually a book cover, so you can see the spine is right here, but I really loved this vintage, older style of book design and the different design elements to it, so I thought that that would be really cool to put, instead of a page, I put her actually on the design of the book cover and the spine. So that is what it looks like. Again, so happy with how this turned out, and I hope you guys like it as well. So many of you have requested Agatha Christie throughout my series, so I'm very happy to finally provide you with her and myself with her, and hopefully will make me want to read more of her books. So very happy with that one. And then the last one is, I think, my favorite, and that's John Steinbeck. He is on the page of East of Eden, the title page, but also if you see right here this white text, it's very faint because I didn't want it to distract from the design quality and the design elements, but this is a letter that he put with the manuscript of East of Eden to his editor, and it's a really beautiful, see again, what I love about doing this series is I learned so much about the story behind the books that we know and love. And I really want to read East of Eden. But anyway, when I was researching, I found out that John Steinbeck actually carved a box for his editor to put his manuscript in because his editor saw that he was whittling something, making something out of wood. The editor wanted John Steinbeck to make him something. So John Steinbeck took it upon himself to make him this box that he put his manuscript in, and on top of the manuscript was this letter, and it's included, I believe, in every edition of East of Eden, and I loved that story so much that I wanted to include it in the design. So that is the letter from John to his friend Pat, who's his editor. And then on the other side we have the first page of East of Eden, as well as I added his signature. So I just am so happy with how this one turned out, and again, he has such an amazing face. Again, I feel like it's the hair, the mustache, I don't know, the brooding look. I really love it. So very happy with how this one turned out, and I hope you guys like it as well. I just read, I actually just hauled it in my last video, and then I just read it after The Pearl by John Steinbeck, and I loved it. I thought it was amazing. It was so heartbreaking and devastating, but beautiful at the same time, which is my favorite kind of book, and I'm really excited to read East of Eden. I hope at some point this summer. And then I do have another print that I am going to be including, but the print is actually not here yet. I just have the original drawing, but it's a bit of a long story, so I will tell you. So I am a really big Harry Styles fan, and he just came out with his new album, Harry's House, and my mom subscribes to Better Homes and Gardens, the magazine, and Harry Styles is featured in this month's Better Homes and Gardens, and he did a whole feature talking about his album and everything, and there was a photo shoot, and so he, you know, obviously was photographed for Better Homes and Gardens, and there was this one photo, I will put it on the screen, and so anyway, my mom got the magazine. I was looking through it because she knows I love him so much. She gave me the magazine to keep, which is very generous. And I saw this photograph of him while I was reading the article and looking at the photographs, and I thought that it was so beautiful. I loved the composition, I loved the color palette, I loved how it wasn't his profile, it was like a back 3/4 view, and I immediately, the second I saw it, I wanted to draw it, and that's what I did. So I did it more for myself, just as a quick sketch. I wasn't intending to make it a print, but then I put it on my Instagram, and a lot of you were asking if I was going to sell it on my Etsy shop, so I thought, oh my gosh, okay, well if people want it, then why not? Why not give it to you guys? So here is the original sketch that I did of Harry Styles from the photograph that I saw from Better Homes and Gardens, his photo shoot, and I'm so happy with how it came out. I had so much fun. I wasn't really thinking about it. I was just sketching this to sketch it, and I'm so happy that you liked it so much that you want to own it yourself, which just means more to me than I can say. And anyway, so what I usually do is I sketch the original drawing and I put it in, like I said, I add the page texture and I also add the text. But what I did with the Harry Styles print is I drew him and then I brought him into Procreate instead of Photoshop, and I played with the different presets, so I don't really know how to explain it, but basically with the layers you can change the layer presets. So instead of having it be normal colors, I put it to multiply, and multiply lets you be able to see the color but also see the drawing. So I added the colors through different multiply layers, and I basically colorized my black and white drawing, which is something that I don't often do with my author portraits, but I loved doing it for this one because, like I said, I really loved the color palette of this photograph. I don't know, something about the color of his hair, the color of his skin, and the blue sky was just so captivating for me. And I also included, instead of putting him on the page, I could have put him on the page of his lyrics, but at that point his album didn't come out yet. So he said this quote in his interview, and I really loved what it said. I will put it obviously on the screen. And so instead of putting him on the page of his lyrics or anything like that, I put him on the page of this thing that he said during his interview, and I'm just so happy with how it turned out. So anyway, on one side of the print you will get the original illustration. On the other side of the print you will get the colored version that I did on Procreate with the saying that he said in the interview. The most exciting aspect of this whole thing is that I put it on, or I ordered it on really thick, beautiful paper that I have been wanting to try through moo.com, the company that I use, the online printer. They have this really beautiful, I think it's called a luxe paper, and it's really thick, almost like watercolor paper, and on the edge of it, it has different colored seams, so you can pick the different color that you want. I picked blue because of the blue color in the actual illustration, but I haven't tried this paper before. It's a little bit more expensive, so I am going to be making the Harry Styles portrait $10. That one is going to be available after the authors because I already have all of that in my inventory. I'm still waiting for the Harry Styles portraits to arrive. My Etsy restock is going to be happening on the 26th, but I don't think Harry Styles is going to be included in that yet. The second I get him, I'm going to photograph him and put him on my Etsy shop. So I will let you guys know on my social media and everything, so just keep an eye out if you're interested in the Harry Styles portrait. For the 26th, all of the authors will be available. And whenever Harry Styles arrives, he will be available as well. But anyway, I got him on this really thick paper, so he's going to be $10 because the paper is a bit more expensive. It adjusts the shipping a little bit because it is thicker, it is more dense, so it'll weigh more. I'm just so excited to see how that turned out because it's the first time that I'm really doing that kind of paper, the really high quality watercolor type paper. I'm excited to see the colored seams as well, and I'm just very happy, very excited, and I can't wait for Harry Styles to arrive and come in the mail. If only it was really him. Anyway, but I have been obsessing over his new album. It is so good. The day that it came out, the 20th, I believe, it came out the 20th of May, I listened to it the entire day. Like everything that I did that day, I was listening to his album. So if you also love Harry Styles and you want to get the portrait and print of him, let me know what your favorite song is on his album. Two of my favorites, all of them, I can't really pick a favorite, but two of the ones that I keep playing over and over is Matilda and Boyfriends because I love slow songs. I also love the fun, exciting, energetic, upbeat songs, but there's something about the sorrowful songs that really just hit me in my core and I love them so much. But yes, so anyway, everything else about my Etsy shop is going to stay the same. If you want any more information, of course, I will be linking my Etsy shop down below. Like I said, this is going to be going up the 25th. My Etsy restock is going to be happening the 26th at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will be posting about it and setting a countdown on my Instagram if you want to put it in your phone to remind you. So anyway, I think that is all that I wanted to tell you for my Etsy shop, Etsy restock. If you have any questions at all, please let me know in the comments. I will try to get back to everyone as soon as possible. And again, thank you so much for all the support you show me and that you have shown me. Every single one of your orders means the world to me. I'm so excited. I love packing my orders. I love writing you guys the special notes that I put in there. I love putting on my little washi tape and wrapping them, and it's just such a fun process for me. So thank you so much. I really can't do this without you, honestly. So for the millionth time. You mean the world to me. Thank you so much, and I hope you're excited about these new authors and the returning authors and the Harry Styles print, which is the first portrait I've done that's unrelated to literature, but Harry Styles does read, which is great. One of his songs is called Matilda, one of my favorites, that's inspired by a friend of his, but also Matilda, Roald Dahl's Matilda. So anyway, that is all that I have to say today. Thank you so much for watching this video. I look forward to another video very soon, and I'll see you guys in that video very soon. I hope you're having a wonderful day, and happy reading!